Hey everyone, welcome back here to my channel. I'm Nissa and today we're gonna make a home for these beautiful badgers. It's gonna be a realistic build-ish, or a possible build as I like to say, but I will say we're gonna make it as nature-like as possible for these badgers so they can feel really at home, and we're gonna make sure they have plenty of burrows to use. So let's get started. Well, the badger is real close to my heart, for instance, because it is one of the only animals in Planet Zoo that belong in the Danish nature. I will link my info below, but in this case it's actually Danish and it's from the Nature Historic Museum in Aarhus. But badger is a carnivore. It primarily eats insects and rodents and sometimes rabbits and frogs, but it also can eat things like corn, berries, and other kinds of plants from nature. In Denmark, it is completely protected, which means you're not allowed to shoot it ever. In Denmark, it's just allowed to roam free in the Danish nature. It have no natural enemies in the Danish nature. The badger live in most of Europe, but also Asia and the Middle East. Earlier, before it was protected, it was hunted for its fur. Even though it thrives in most of the Danish nature, it's actually not everywhere in Denmark. Denmark actually is an island country. We have, of course, Jylland that share border with Germany, but the rest of Denmark is actually all islands, and a lot of these small islands we have around, the badgers just died out at some point, mainly because they were hunted. The badger is mostly nocturnal. In the summer they will come out to play earlier, but through fall and spring they will come out around twilight. Because the badger is living in that many different countries, it have a lot of names. I can't tell you everyone, but I can tell you the Danish one is Grævling. And if you want the complete European badger, that would be the Europæisk Grævling. But let's focus a bit on the build here. As you can see, I start placing 4 burrows. It's because I have 7 badgers, so it would be 4 males or 4 females at the time. So to be sure they eat, each couple could have its own burrow. I placed 4 of them, and because they affect the ground around them, I wanted to place them first. Then I'll go in here and copy the stones I already used at the pygmy hippo's habitat. I kind of want the same color scheme of the stone. I'm not sure if it's gonna go all through the zoo, but definitely here where it's so close. Maybe I make areas where the stone changes, but at this point I really want this area to have the same color scheme with the stones. Here I just kind of try to hide the door into the habitat. And as you can see here, I just put up stones everywhere. And I think it would be probably faux rocks in a zoo like this, because it would be so expensive to fly in rocks from somewhere. So probably all the rocks in the zoo would be, or a big part of them anyway, would be faux rocks. Here I try to make the pathing system works, which, as you know by now if you've seen more of my videos, it's not my strong suit, but I do what I can. And here I just reconnect this and hide it. I wanted 2 viewing points, mainly because I think it's nice when you want to see an animal. If there's too many people, then you have another option. And both of these viewing points would give a good view over the badgers. Yeah, I just put in some water. They're not good swimmers as far as I know. So this small water thing would be enough. Here I add some dirt and I place it kind of where I feel like the badgers would go normally. It is a kind of animal that always would walk the same path, and it would be the path from one burrow to another, and from the burrows to the food source and the water source. Yeah, just start with the foliage work, and always do yourself the favor and use the filter. So I filter it to places and biome the badger like, and then to trees. The trees are most often the biggest foliage type you're gonna use in a habitat, so it would really give you a. For me, it always makes it easier to place the biggest items first, and then kind of fill in the gaps with the smaller items. Yeah, I just go through different kind of bushes. I really like these ones, the small with the pink flowers. And I know I blocked some of the view from the highest viewing point, but I think the badger would really appreciate it. The lower viewing point wouldn't be a problem because of the screen, but the highest one, it would be an issue also because some kind of big birds are a natural enemy of the badger some places, so they are kind of made to be aware of things from above. I kind of just throw all of these in to kind of make it seem like it grown wild, but I kind of place them where there would be a lot of shadow. There they would have peace to grow up. And these purplish flowers, I kind of feel like they look like wildflowers, so I think they make sense in a build like this. I could also have picked pink ones, but they look much more maintained. And here I just add the enrichment item, and as always I place probably too many, but I place all of them here in front, and keep in mind that I put them in spaces where when the badger touches them, then it would roll down to the lower viewing area. So the ball, I placed that high up in the background and close to the highest viewing point, would at some point move itself down to the lowest one. Yeah, kind of try to find out how to make this viewing point up here. I really want some kind of fence up here to both to shelter the badgers a little, but also to give to make sure that no one wants to jump down. A badger can be dangerous if it feels like it have to. It's normally not an aggressive animal when it comes to humans. Again, it is a carnivore, so it will eat some animals, but it's not stupid enough to just attack a human. But a place like this, you would need both to protect the humans and the badgers. Also because the badgers couldn't go away if someone jumped down there, so they would feel some type of attack. Probably not at first, because they would probably think it was a keeper. But we don't want to stress them, and we don't want them to and we don't want want them to feel like they have to attack anyone. Here I just try to find out the best fence piece, and it ends up being the piece I already used, so I just do like this. Again, I go basic because sometimes basic it is what you need. Sometimes it can be incredible to make something massive, big, detailed, beautiful piece, but a lot of the time a zoo would take the basic route. Especially a place like this, where the important part is safety and not whether or not it looks pretty. I keep the fencing all around just to keep the theme. You really don't need them here, but they kind of send a signal to the guests that they should stay within the fence. Here I just want to make it a more cave-ish piece. It would be extremely fake, this piece. I don't think it could look natural the way I built it here. Of course, some people would be able to make it look natural, but here I think it kind of keeps in the theming where it's not that important whether or not it's the perfect build. It's much more important that it's childproof and looks fun and keep the guest dry. It is a temperate zoo, which means it will rain and snow, so it would be nice to have these small points where you can go in and just get dried a little bit, maybe wait out the rain. I know in a big part of the Danish summer we get this sudden rain that's actually only takes a minute or two and then it's over, so it would be nice just to go in somewhere. Again, this educational sign, it's called Education Aquatic and Various in the Steam workshop, and it's from Shesta. I have of course also linked it below today. Then we put these donation boxes, and I kind of feel it's sad that you can't customize them more. But I try to customize it for the badgers, which live in the bottom of a forest or in a field. So I think it made sense to make it this lightish green and this sandy brown. I really hope you're gonna enjoy these cinematics here. And the fact that you can actually see them from all the way over here. The hole I made down in the ground here, I have a plan for it, but I won't spoil it yet. And here I just wanted to add 4 screens so you could see inside of every single burrow. And as you can see here, clearly all of the badgers chose to live in a collective and use the same burrow. All 7 adults and 4 children at this point. But anyway, guys, this beautiful view would be where I end today's episode. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell and notification so you know when I upload something about animals. I really hope to see you again, either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye!